Hello everybody, welcome back, it's Mass Effect time again. So, let's continue to talk to our companions. Rex is right over here, let's talk to him.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What
Thanks.
can I do for you?
Let's talk a little bit.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story.
Okay.
Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Come on.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was
Come on,
fun.
I'm just trying to talk. Yeah.
Yeah, they tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not the same.
I know, okay? I read at the codexes that they deployed some kind of... Was it? It's not a disease probably, but that's that's how I can describe it right now. No, I don't think
It
it's the
seems pretty
same.
much the same to me.
But
So
yeah, no
your
other
people
options
were
here.
infected with a genetic mutation.
No, I
An
know.
infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive
I know, but
birth.
those choices are silly.
And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
No, I see your
I
point.
suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Okay, I won't.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What is it then?
Are
Extinction?
your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Okay, explain it to me.
Lots of
maybe?
species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
And
What can you
genophage?
tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it.
I know, but...
All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible.
Yes.
Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
But why
don't
not?
the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
Well, you're the first Krogan that
Ask a
Krogan I
Krogan.
see. I
Would
saw.
he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's
Okay.
just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
I don't buy this. I don't buy it. You just... don't try enough, I think, at this
So long,
point.
Rex.
Shepard.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But because it's too early into the game for me, maybe. We will see. Hey.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
You
Have you
knew?
worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
It's not that bad. Isn't it? True
Being
enough,
a
I
Spectre
guess.
does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
That's really
So you
your
just
reason?
quit because you didn't like the way they do things.
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
Hmm. It is a tough decision because you left your career bag, but you'll get over it. Forget about it.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC.
Okay.
Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Maybe. We will see. We will
As long
see.
as you do your job well, you're free to go about your business as you see fit.
Thank you, Commander.
Are you going to talk any
Commander,
more to me?
good to see you.
Let's try Rex too. I didn't try him a second
Shepard,
time.
Rex?
Okay. Shepard. Rex. Yep. Ooh, the Quarian is here. Are you still
Hey,
not going to
Commander,
talk to
you
me?
know that Quarian, TALI? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
Is she bothering
I'll tell her to
you?
leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were
Okay.
half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
Okay, that's nice. She is
I
useful,
figured she'd
guess,
be a
then.
real asset to the team.
You got an eye for TALI, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
No, wanted to talk. Tell me about the ship a little bit, maybe.
Fill me in on the
Stealth
IES
systems.
stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation, too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself, no emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
Sure. I got it so clearly. Everything you said just made some sense to me.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space.
Okay, I got
Most
this
vessels
one.
rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
So this FTL gives us
Why
away.
doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up the FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Okay, so personal questions
Where else have
maybe.
you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
I want to know
Normandy?
more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
Tell me about
What's so
it.
special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Carry on,
Okay.
Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Good talking to you. And you.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
This one's
The Normandy's a
special.
prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
Okay. I'm glad then. So you're into
I had
ships.
no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant
also.
fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
300 years
I
ago?
can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Okay, I should go back to my codex and read about her species too, because I didn't yet. Maybe you will tell me,
Tell me about your
Koreans.
people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet.
So
There
you
are
live on the
17 million
fleet.
Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What
Tell
kind
me.
of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
Okay, tell me about this
That's
conclave
your
too.
government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
Okay, so you're kind of
So the
democratic.
ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
4 times you say, okay. Yes,
I wanna
tell me
know more
about that.
the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
I want to hear, please.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force.
I thought
Initially,
so.
their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
Yes, I kind of think that it was a mistake, but I'm going to talk about that later maybe if we come up to it. And apparently the AI research is
How
illegal.
come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
Okay, something went wrong in summary. Why did they
What
turn
made them
on you?
rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One
They
day,
wanted to be
a
free?
Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I
Oh.
here? What is my purpose?
Uh-oh.
As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I can understand that. Wow, that's What
did
happened
you do?
next?
It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Wow. But they kind of defended
You
themselves.
can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
Yeah.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Wow. I already talked about this. They defended themselves. Okay. And serves you right. I don't know. This is a really complex situation here. Like, I can understand that those Geth that started to think for themselves also wanted to protect themselves, so they acted against Quarians. But I can also understand how panicked they were, Quarians, suddenly creating a race, a machine race that was on the verge of rebelling, as TALI says. I don't know. Okay.
I want
Pilgrimage.
to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Okay, so do they always
Can a
accept
captain
it
choose
or-
to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
Sounds dangerous. I don't know. Maybe for a young person to set out into the galaxy trying to prove themselves, but it also teaches them to stay alive, to get stronger. I don't think it's a bad thing, but I want to hear
Can't
what she
believe they
said.
just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Okay, interesting.
I want to talk about
Okay.
something else.
Like what?
That's
I
it
should
then.
go.
See you later.
Thank you. See you later too. So what else? Is there anywhere else that I can go in Normandy? Let's try this. This elevator does not speak, unlike the ones in Citadel. Okay, I think I'm done. So maybe I should just go to Joker to set out. But I was supposed to go to the galaxy map for that, right? Hi. Was it here? Huh. Okay. Galaxy map open. I can open it now. Alright, Citadel. Supposedly constructed by the long extinct Proteans, this colossal deep space station serves as the capital of the Citadel Council. Gravity is simulated through rotation and is a comfortable 1.02 standard Gs on the wards and a light 0.3 standard Gs on the Presidium ring. Whatever that means. Ooh, 44.7 kilometers? It's not actually that much, right? Okay. So, okay, what am I going to do now? How am I supposed to travel? Okay, zoom out. And then do what? I don't know. Oh, okay. Pressing buttons like crazy without any meaning to it always works out. Should I do that again? Okay, now it worked. Let me see. Exodus Cluster, Horsehead Nebula, Artemis Star. Where is the Sol system? Gemini Sigma, Hades Gamma, Hades Gamma, Attican Beta, Armstrong Nebula, Kepler Verge, Hawking Eta. We don't have the Sol system on the map. Too bad. Where should I go first? Let's go to that place where, that doctor was supposed to be. So that asteroid is on that system. But there's something else over here. Let's try to look into that maybe? Yes, let's do it. What am I supposed to find on the other systems? Can I land on planets maybe? But why would I do that? Phew. Okay, this is a system. Sun, Zion. Okay, hydrogen helium gas giant even larger than Jupiter. This is just some explanations about the planets. That's it? Eden Prime. This idyllic agrarian world was one of the first human colonies established beyond the Charon mass relay. Eden Prime's biosphere is unusually well suited for importation of Earth native life. This fertility drew heavy immigration and development by the System Alliance and various corporations. Today, Eden Prime is a model of sustainable organized development. The population is housed space-efficient G's that tower over thousands of kilometers of green fields of orchards. Okay. Million, not billions. Okay. Not that much. Let me check out the others too quickly. Alright, I'm not going to read all of those. Nirvana? Like, there's nothing to it. I can just visit them, look at them, read about them, and leave them? I don't know. Okay, let's go back. There's just this one then. Okay, let's go. Okay. Tyre. It's quite similar to Earth, however it lies over 4 AU from Asgard and possesses an atmosphere primarily composed of nitrogen and ethane. Okay. I don't understand the purpose of looking into these. Yes, reading these codexes about planets is nice, but isn't there something else to it? This is another colony of ours. That's nice. Asteroid. Borg? Okay. Did I look into this? Loki? Okay. Okay. Let's just travel to our supposed destination. X-57 is a metallic asteroid originally located at the trailing Lagrange point of the gas giant Bohr. With the increased development on Terra Nova, a new orbital port facility was necessary. Due to a shortage of funding, it was decided to mine out X-57 using the recovered resources to finish out the interior for habitation. The asteroid was declarated from Bohr's orbit using fusion torches, allowing it to fall into the orbit of Terra Nova. Recently, communications with the engineering team on X-57 have been lost. The fusion torches have reignited and the asteroid is accelerating towards Terra. Wait a minute, this is not where I need to go, right? Oh my god, it's here. Alright. Which one is Liara's dig site? Huh. Let's try to land on at least one of these if I can. This is the same thing. I'm just going to search for her like this, maybe.
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from the planet's surface. It looks like an automated distress beacon.
Okay, I can land on it. Okay, Idolus is a terrestrial planet with an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and nitrogen. Idolus' surface is covered by wide deserts of silicate sand with only a few areas of igneous rock highlands to break the abrasive dust-choked wind. Wow, what are we going to do here? Oops. Idolus' orbit is congested with debris thrown inwards by the gravity of the gas giant Ontamalka. Due to a high rate of meteor impacts, exploration is highly dangerous. Yeah, let's go and land on it. Because that's what we do. We just do crazy. Right? Okay. Let's take one alien. I never took TALI with me. And one human companion with me? Whoa! Okay, that's how we land on it. Huh. Medal of Exploration 1. Okay, this is going to be a large area to cover, or... Go back. Maybe I can... So... I think I'm going to do this in the next episode, like... This is interesting. And maybe I can just play with the controls a little bit and try to get to understand how this thing works. And I will meet you in the next episode. So stay safe. Bye bye.